values. They're just the best thing in the world. We use a lot of other things that hold us up rather than being grounded in what we really value, our root system, which is our values. That's what we're going to talk about today, is figuring out what your root system is. Because if you don't know your root system and you don't know what you value, you can't make decisions moving forward. As stuff happens, you don't know which way to go. So that incongruency is what gets us in trouble. When we're thinking, I should be valuing this, or they value that, or this is what is important. If you're not doing what's important to you moving forward, you won't be able to move forward. My biggest thing is that congruency of I'm living my values. So the second column is what activities do I engage in that express this value, so that for each value, if I were to observe your life, I could see it. So if you say, I really value relationships, yet I'm working all the time and I never see my friends, I'm not seeing it. That's not there. So that's not a fault, that's not a negative, that's just wait a minute, this is something I value and I'm not doing this. So in the third column, what can I add to my life that will put that in there? And these can be tiny. It could be I'm going to meet a friend for coffee and she's going to know I got a half an hour and that's it, so we better max it out. Or I'm going to... And that's where, when you start living from your values, you can keep adding in those little rituals, I call them, that will help you get closer. It's not about, I value humor, so I'm going to become a stand-up comedian. It's about, I value humor, so how can I add that into my life a little bit more? Does that make sense?